talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is all.
Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talked, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on sports.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Just like normal, he is your host, Mr. MP80 Baby.
And there right there is your host, Mr. GPG.
Welcome to
our Take on Sports.
On this podcast, man, we keep it real, give you the hottest information, keep you updated on everything that's going on in the sports world. We never waste no time on this show, and we sure ain't gonna start doing it right now. We're gonna dive right into it, man. We're gonna get into the baseball. We're gonna start today's show off with some baseball, man. Now, the Yankees beat the Guardians 5-2 in Game 5 to advance to the World Series. And the Dodgers beat the Mets 10-5 in Game 6 to advance to the World Series. Now, if anybody watched the show when we started out, I said that this could be a Yankees and a Dodgers World Series. Now we got these two teams right here in the World Series. Who wins that World Series, MP?
Oh, well, you know, I'm kind of biased on this one, and I'm gonna be honest about it. I gotta go with them Dodgers, man. And I don't want to Charles Barkley them. I don't want to jinx them because my picks all look. A lot of my picks, y'all gotta understand. But you know, I am not trying to jinx the teams. But my boy Freddie Freeman does play for those LA Dodgers, and if anyone deserved one, you know what I'm saying, outside of the career that they did have with those Braves, I got to give it up to him. And so, yeah, I want to say scratch them dang on New York Yankees, man. I'm going with them LA Dodgers, man. West Side, y'all know what time it is.
You know I'm at, man. You know where I'm at. I said it from the start, man, that I had to ride with them Dodgers, man, from the beginning, man. And I ain't finna jump off that bandwagon right now that they got where I expected them to be. They right where I expected them to be, playing exactly who I expected them to play. And I expect Mookie Betts. I expect Freddie Freeman. And you know my boy Shohei Ohtani. Now he gonna show up and he gonna show out. Now I ain't gonna disrespect, you know, Aaron Judge and boys over there that they got over there in New York. They got some bats, man. They got some bats. I'm telling you, this pitcher better come to play, because if these pitchers don't come to play, man, this could be like a World Series where it's like 15-10 or some stuff like that. The way these boys swing the bat, man, they're gonna put some points up, man, if these pitchers don't come.
I definitely have to agree with you on that one. One thing I can say is the Yankees do lead this World Series battle 8-3. Out of the battle of them ever meeting in the World Series. The Yankees took it 8 times out of the 11 times that they have met. And let's say the Yankees haven't been in the World Series since 2009. So I mean, you know, they itching to get, you know, their hands on another title. The Dodgers, last time they saw a title was 2020 when they was able to attend. So it's gonna be definitely a matchup to watch. So I'm gonna root for those Dodgers, you know, because I am biased. I don't want to jinx them, but every point that you hit was on the head.
You know, the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves, they're in the same division, right?
Yeah, the Dodgers. The LA Dodgers?
No, I'm talking about the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you ain't going to want to see that division team win that World Series, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna want them boys, man. You want that to come on out here, man. You know, if Atlanta Braves don't want to see them New York Mets win that World Series, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. And I grew up an Atlanta Braves fan. I wouldn't want to see them Mets.
I mean, we didn't want to see nobody go. You know what I'm saying? Go like we didn't. Like I said, I didn't want to see the Dodgers go. But of course, you know, you definitely don't want to see New York Mets go. You know, so you know, you kind of when that battle, you kind of happy that the Dodgers did go, and the Dodgers did have a better team. So, you know, but when you coming against the Yankees team, I mean, let's give it. You know, like I said, the Yankees do got some hitters.
Yeah, I didn't want to see no Subway Series anyway, man. We seen that already. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the two best teams. I want to see Aaron Judge versus Shohei Ohtani. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to see. And then, hey, my boy Mookie, man. My boy Mookie Betts, man. That's my favorite player going right now. I got to give it up for my boy Mookie, man. Shout out to my boy, man. Hey, I ain't going to say how many games it's going to take, but I'm definitely going to go for them Dodgers in the World Series, man. What you got next for me?
Well, game one do start on Friday the 25th, so at 8:08 Eastern time. So
absolutely,
so we'll put it up out there like that. But moving on to what we got on next, we're gonna go ahead and jump on up to the college football.
What's up? What's up?
So last week, this past Saturday, let's jump into the game. We had Alabama. They went and visit Tennessee. Alabama was number 7. Tennessee number 11, and they were the underdogs, even though they were at home. Alabama went to go try to get a whole piece of pie, only went home with a piece of it. 17-24, Tennessee went on and bit that ass. What you got to say about that?
I say they barely escaped last week with that win. They lost 2. They could have easily lost 3 weeks in a row.
Easily.
They easily lost 3 weeks in a row, man. And this loss right here, man, they just completely they screaming for the coach, man, to get they ready to cut his head off, bro. They ready to cut his head off already. They already screaming, Nick Saban, please come back to the program. Nick Saban, please come back and save this program. On that already, man. Straight up, dog, because this dude already got more losses than Nick Saban had probably in a couple years, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with Alabama, man. You know, Roll Tide used to be rolling, but right now they just
for one, they can't run the ball. I mean, for one, they can't run the ball. One thing that Nick Saban's been known for is running the ball. He has brought up great running backs throughout his whole time with Alabama. And this season, they can't run the ball. If you're an Alabama fan, y'all chime in. I mean, the way I see it from my VOP, y'all can't run the ball. I mean, your boy Jay Miller he ran the ball 12 times, and that's about as much times he touched the ball last week. 12 times he got a 42 yards. And your boy that y'all been talking about, Ben Rowe, he threw for 45 times. He only completed 24, 25 of his passes. He threw 2 interceptions. So, I mean, it's not all about Nick Saban. I mean, maybe they doing too much. Maybe Nick Saban simplified a lot of the playbook for this offense, for this young man. And, I mean, truth be told, he didn't look that dang on well last season to me. I mean, he really didn't. I mean, the best game he probably had was the game he played against Georgia last year, to be honest, in the SEC championship. Other than that, he's just being exposed. And I feel like the Bulldogs exposed him that third, fourth quarter in that game that they played. And everybody that they've been playing since been giving their asses a handful.
There's no more Eddie Lacy. There's no more Derrick Henrys. There's no more Jahmyr Gibbs. These running backs that Alabama used to have, man, to carry that program, like you said, they ain't there. They can't run the ball. So I don't know what's going on, what's up with the recruiting, but that used to be their strong suit, was being able to pound the ball on the ground, man. And those days is done right now, at least seem like, man. I don't know what's going on with Alabama, man. But it definitely don't look like they're going to make the college playoffs. That's for sure. So.
So it is a team that I do want to recognize before I get into some of these other notable games from this past Saturday. But I got to give a big up to Army. Army right now is blowing teams out the way. Right now, Army 7-0.
Wow. And who would expect that? You know what I mean? They just quietly going about their business, winning football games, man, and flying under the radar. Hey, look, if they keep winning, man, they got a big game coming up this weekend. So if they keep winning, man, respect Army and Navy.
Yeah, most definitely. And Navy. Army do have a big game coming up. Both Navy is 6-0 and doing their thing going. So I definitely wanted to and both of them top 20, 25, 20s, the Navy 25, Army 24. So I definitely wanted to give up the kudos to both teams because they're out here balling. And Navy do have a big game this week. They got Notre Dame. And they are at home. Navy at home this week. Notre Dame are ranked number 12 right now. So that's going to be a good game. If Navy able to get past the Irish, then, man, all talks need to be talked about.
Right.
Their team. You dig what
Right.
I'm saying? They definitely been holding it down. And gotta give them their tribute, because they're out here balling. And doggone Army this week don't play. They got the Air Force, so that'll probably be a pretty decent game for them this week. They'll probably blow the way they've been playing. They've been putting up 40 points damn near every game.
Yeah,
they've been putting up 40 points on almost every game. Maybe 2 games out this season, they 6-0. Maybe two of them games out of them 6. They maybe had put up 40 points, but they've been putting up 40 points, averaging about 40 points a game. And like I said, they got the Air Force this week, but then next week they go and play North Texas. And that's just giving tribute and a little awareness on those 2 teams right there, because a lot of people not talking about the Army and the Navy.
Right.
They don't get a lot of look on a lot of people's platforms. So here on our takes, we're gonna make sure we put that spotlight on y'all. So we're gonna move on along. We're gonna get into this Georgia, going down to them good old where everything's supposed to be bigger at, Texas. And we went to see them number 1 Texas Longhorns and Georgia Bulldogs put a handle on it. Did you get to catch that game there, Mr. GPG?
I caught a little bit of it, man. I was trying to catch ins and outs of it, you know what I mean? But I know you caught all of it, man. So you might as well go ahead and let our audience know exactly what was going down in that one.
Well, yeah, that game there was it was a good game. At the beginning of the game, it was kind of testy. The beginning of the game was kind of testy. Beck made a couple of mistakes in the beginning of the game. Texas couldn't capitalize. One thing I can say for sure is that the Georgia Bulldogs defense showed up.
Okay. Yes. I had to think about it for a second. I'm so sorry, MP. I never meant to cut you off. You know I number love. But yes, the Georgia defense, that's what I meant to say. I did catch that game. Texas offense couldn't do jack.
Nothing.
They couldn't do nothing. We was wondering what happened to them cats, man. Like, hold up. Is this supposed to be the number 1 team in the country? They didn't look like it to me. Now, I don't know. They said they ain't taking no quarterback changes and all that. You know, they ain't going to go to Arch Manning and this and that. But them boys look bad. And Georgia just made them look bad, man. To me, after that convincing win, I thought Georgia was going to go back up to number 1. I understand that, you know what I'm saying, I ain't going to disrespect Oregon and teams like that. I just thought that was a butt whooping that you put on the number 1 team. That's what I saw.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Texas couldn't score into the 3rd quarter. They didn't score. They only scored in 1 quarter. 1 quarter out of the 4, and that was the 3rd quarter. They put up their 15 points. That quarter, they came out of the halftime and kind of tried to rally together. But the Georgia defense They put that butt whooping on him so bad. They did go to man. They did go to Archman. And as soon as he went in there, they put him on his back.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they went to him. See, I told you, I was watching. I'm trying to catch all of them. You know, I mean, golly, it's only so many games you can watch at one time. I mean, you do.
Hey, this is what we live for, though. This is what we live for. We gotta multitask when them games come on. And I had your eyes there, Mr. GPG. I was your other pair of eyes. And one thing I can say, they did try to go to Manny before the halftime. They went to him and they put him on his back. They put him on his back a few times. I think they sacked him for a dang on fumble one time, I believe. Yeah, they took him right back up out of there. He's too young. You just didn't want to do the art. You didn't want to do the Manning family like that. We didn't want to do him that bad. I mean, God, we didn't want to do. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Welcome to the SEC is all I can say. Welcome to the SEC because that's what you just got a taste of. Y'all thought it was sweet down here. No, y'all wanted to come on down to the SEC with the big dogs because y'all wasn't getting enough tribute, right? There wasn't enough eyes on these teams that come on down.
You got every right. You got every right now. You got every right. That's why I ain't even gonna interrupt you. You got every right to boast, brag, do all that because Georgia put hands on them boys this weekend. Shout out to the boys, that whole program and everything in that big win.
That's right. So yeah, Georgia they did move on up to number 2, ranked number 2 in the nation right now. And to me, you know, that's all fine and Willie. I mean, I can respect that with Oregon getting number 1. They have been blowing teams out the water, but again, Oregon they not an SEC. They not, you know, to me, you know, I mean, again, you know, you gotta come on, come on down up to this thunder. You know,
see, that's what makes it so good though. That makes this so good too, MP, is that this 12-man, this 12-team playoff that they finna have, Georgia can beat Oregon. And you know what I'm saying? They might, you know what I'm saying, quick. And may do it before the championship game.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows? Georgia got Florida coming in town coming up into Athens this Saturday coming up, and then the weekend after that.
Don't go in there, young man, and sleep on them. Go in there, handle your business.
It's an SEC game. It's an SEC game. Georgia know not to sleep on no teams in the SEC conference. They already know. And then after that, they got Ole Miss coming in. They got to go on up down and see Ole Mississippi, and that'll be right now Ole Miss is ranked number 18, so that'll be a good game. So that's their next 2 upcoming games. But after that, I wanted to talk about a little bit of this SMU game. I think I spoke on it a couple times before. They did lose a week prior, but they're 6-1 right now, and that's showing no signs of slowing down. They could be ranked a little higher. Again, they're not in the SEC. SEC get a lot of tribute. Like we talked about Navy and Army, they both undefeated. Should they be up a little higher than just being ranked 24 and 25? We can sit here and do an argument about that if we go through it. What you think about that? Should the teams that's like undefeated have a higher ranking in college football, or should they kind of go about it the way they've been going about it?
I don't know, man. It's tough, man. Them teams that are ranked high, I mean, them some powerhouses though. I mean, we got to still keep it up, man. I mean, Oregon is a powerhouse. Georgia is a powerhouse. Texas, we still was number 1. They still a powerhouse. Now they dropped down to number 5. I mean, who knew Alabama was gonna do what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? But then you still got other teams, Penn State, that ain't nobody talking about. Ohio State, 3 and 4 right there. So it's hard to say exactly. You know, should Army or Navy move up to where they are? It depends on the strength of schedule, different conference. You know, it just depends. Right now, I'm just gonna leave it up to the people that make that decisions right there, man. I can't wait. I'm just really happy that they're actually not putting the teams that they want in the national championship game, that they're actually having a playoff, because the games are won on the field, man. Anything can happen, man. Tip interception, fumble here at the wrong time, missed field goal, blocked field goal. I mean, so much stuff can happen in a game where a team that is supposed to win can actually get knocked off. So I'm just glad, man, that they're actually doing the playoff thing. I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to all those people that finally got it right and put 12 teams in the playoff thing so we can actually see who is actually the better team. Let's see who lasts, man. You know what I mean? So
I have another question for you. Man, let's talk about Michigan Wolverines.
Okay.
Now, they lost their coach. You know, he went on back into the NFL.
Right.
Harbaugh. Since then, these boys has been dropping losses after losses. Michigan were ranked 24 in the nation. As of now, they're 4-3. You think it was the coach or the whole system that you know? I mean, what do you think is going on that just caused this? I mean, for it to just happen like that, one person, not even just his scheme and everything. Do you think it had to do with some of the scandal that what came about last season and everything that brought this program down, or just the head coach?
It's probably a combination of both. I mean, it's probably a combination of both. I mean, if you look at it, you know what I mean? When the Jim Harbaugh was there, they were a great team. You know, the people that he had with him, you know, put the pieces together for them, the boys, to win that national championship last year. He leaves, the scandal starts happening, and the whole program just goes to, you know. So I don't know, man. I think it's probably a combination of everything. The boys don't want to play. They're 4-3. These are the defending national champions, and they ain't even gonna be in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? In the playoff. So it's probably everything, man. I don't know. Maybe Jim Harbaugh took his butt to the NFL because he was trying to avoid the scandals. You know, everybody has their opinion about that. I don't really want to speculate too much on it because I don't know too much about it. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I definitely believe that a big part of it is Jim Harbaugh leaving, and the team just not buying into the new coach's scheme yet. It's kind of hard, when you win a championship with a pedigree, and then it's just ripped right from up under you right away, and you got students that's already bought into this scheme, that's coming up, ready to fill in the gaps with the students that is going on to the next level, whether it be to the NFL or to another football league. You had those that's really bought in. The reason of why they came to this program is
right.
because of who we felt was there. On top of what you said, like the scandals that was coming about while Jim was exiting, and everything. They might not have got a good portal draft this year, either, with all that. So yeah, it could be a mix of everything. So it's just surprising just to see how dramatic the change happened from from one season to season. So anywho, we'll get into the notable games this week. Again, this Saturday, you got number 12 Notre Dame. They will be seeing Navy, the number 24 in the nation. You got number 20 Illinois. They will be going to see the number 1 Oregon, who will be hosting that game. You have number 21 Missouri. They will be going to see the number 15, and I did say this with my chest, number 15 Alabama Crimson Tide.
Me too.
You do got number 5 Texas. They'll be going to see Vanderbilt, number 25. And then you got number 8 LSU. They'll be going to see Texas A&M, who are number 14 in the nation. And those are your college notable games of the week. You guys make sure you check them games out and hit us in the comment on what games we should talk about out of those notable games coming up in our next our take with college sports.
AMP, what they talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is all.
Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on.